The story takes place in the year 2050, a future where Earth has fully entered the age of technology. Robots, artificial intelligence, and automation dominate every aspect of human life, even the military. But this technological progress does not bring peace. Instead, it sparks a devastating war between humans and machines. Cities are reduced to ruins, nature collapses, radiation spreads across the planet, humanity stands on the edge of extinction. To survive, scientists construct a massive technological shield surrounding the atmosphere, an advanced system known as Skynet. Its purpose is simple but vital: purify the polluted air and protect human civilization inside its walls. Within Skynet, people can breathe again, life continues, until the sky falls. One day, a massive asteroid crashes into Earth, striking Zone B60. The impact triggers a catastrophic explosion and something far more terrifying. From the shattered ground rises an unknown organism, a monstrous plant later named Pandora. Pandora is not an ordinary life form. It grows at an impossible speed, nearly 100 meters per second. Wherever it spreads, everything dies, buildings collapse, land becomes uninhabitable, and its most terrifying trait? Water makes it unstoppable. Rain does not weaken it, it fuels it. If storms arrive, Pandora will expand beyond all control. At first, it appears to be the end of humanity, but scientists soon discover something extraordinary. If Pandora's growth can be controlled, it does the opposite of destruction. It absorbs radiation, filters pollution, and purifies the air. The same force capable of ending the world could also save it. Pandora is both weapon and cure. A crisis meeting is called at the command center. Leading the operation is Colonel Tam. His message is urgent. 2 massive storms are expected within the week. If rainfall reaches Pandora, the plant will grow beyond containment and wipe out entire cities. Human survival itself will be at risk. Then comes hope. China's legendary scientist Dr. Chan is introduced. He has created a device known as the China bullet. Inside it is a specially engineered chemical compound. If this bullet can be injected into Pandora's core area called the pistil, the plant will be stabilized. Its violent growth will slow, and Pandora will begin absorbing radiation instead of spreading it. Humanity could finally turn disaster into salvation. But there is one problem. The pistil is located deep inside Pandora's structure, near what scientists believe is its brain. Any human who gets close will be destroyed instantly. Reaching it directly is impossible. Colonel Tam proposes Plan A: deploy a specialized robotic unit to deliver the China bullet into the core. If that fails, there is only one alternative: Plan B. From the massive orbital spacecraft Orca, a high-yield missile will be launched to completely destroy Pandora. But the cost will be unimaginable. At least 100,000 civilians will die in the blast. Officer Chang strongly objects, but Tam's answer is cold and final. There are only 2 paths: control it or erase it. The mission is assigned to Air Force Commander Taylor, a veteran pilot who knows this operation may cost him his life. Before boarding, he touches a small locket containing the memory of his deceased daughter and silently swears, no matter what happens, this mission will succeed. Meanwhile, in the safe zone of B60, a mysterious man named Skung watches the sky. Once a soldier himself, he recognizes the movement of Skyfish aircraft and the looming presence of the Orca spacecraft. He knows something catastrophic is about to begin. Inside one of the Skyfish units are 2 close friends, Lincoln and Connor, guided remotely by Connor's girlfriend, Lucy, from the control room. The operation begins. As the Skyfish fleet enters Pandora's territory, a light drizzle begins to fall. For the team, this is a nightmare. Rain means Pandora will grow faster, stronger, deadlier. But there is no time to retreat. They attack from all sides, launching specialized gas bombs designed to weaken the organism. But instead of slowing, Pandora reacts violently. One Skyfish suddenly ignites midair and crashes in a blazing explosion. Another is seized by massive tendrils and crushed instantly. Within moments, most of the unit is wiped out. The sky fills with fire and debris. Only one Skyfish remains in the air, Taylor's. He realizes the mission is collapsing. As he sends a final report to command, Pandora strikes again, rupturing his fuel tank. His aircraft begins to fail, spinning out of control. With no retreat possible, Taylor makes a decision that will define everything. He redirects his damaged Skyfish straight toward Pandora's pistil, choosing sacrifice over surrender. But at that exact moment, back at the research facility, Dr. Chan discovers a fatal flaw. The pistil is still buried deep underground. Even if Taylor reaches the location, the China bullet will never penetrate the core in time. The entire mission is about to fail. Command orders immediate deployment of the robotic unit. Then, suddenly, everything changes. Without warning, General Sanley initiates a system override on the Orca spacecraft. He hijacks control and deliberately crashes the massive vessel into a nearby structure. The impact is catastrophic. Orca is destroyed. Every soldier on board is killed. The ultimate weapon is gone. A question hangs in the air. Why? Who gave the order? Was this sabotage or something far darker? With Orca eliminated and the robotic unit delayed, humanity is left defenseless as Pandora continues to evolve. Taylor's fate is uncertain. The skies burn, the plant spreads, and the world teeters between extinction and salvation. One organism holds the future of Earth in its roots, and the final choice has yet to be made. Now, only one damaged skyfish remains in the Sky Taylors. Its fuel is nearly gone. Moments later, the aircraft finally crashes. Taylor and his remaining teammates are thrown from the wreckage, left critically injured, barely alive. Plan A has failed. Plan B is uncertain. Pandora is still growing, and humanity is running out of time. Yet even at the edge of death, Taylor finds strength in memory. He clutches the locket of his daughter and reminds himself that surrender is not who he is. Surrounded by fire and twisted metal, he drags his wounded teammates from the burning skyfish. The mission may have failed, but at least they are still alive. Back at command, Colonel Tam declares that waiting is no longer an option. Plan B must be prepared, even if it means the deaths of nearly 100,000 civilians. But Commander Chang objects. There is still no confirmation that Taylor's team has completely failed. Dr. Chan supports him. Taylor's last signal showed the skyfish dangerously close to Pandora's core. At that moment, General Sanley, the same man who previously destroyed the Orca spacecraft, suddenly urges everyone to move quickly and rescue the surviving soldiers. Tam issues a final ultimatum: 3 hours. If Pandora is not controlled within that time, Plan B will be launched. A massive storm is approaching. Meanwhile, Taylor and his injured team reach an abandoned hospital in the contaminated zone. Lincoln is critically wounded. Taylor searches for medicine while Connor struggles to stop the bleeding. Then strange noises echo through the halls. Pandora is near. In a deserted pharmacy, Taylor finds an injection. On a shelf, he notices a small music box, something that reminds him of his daughter, who died during a pollution-driven epidemic. That loss is the wound that drives him now. Humanity must not suffer the same fate. Suddenly, horror erupts. One of Pandora's monstrous creatures storms into the ward and drags Lincoln from his bed. Connor follows only to witness the creature devour his friend alive. Terrified, he flees into the morgue, hiding inside a drawer among the dead. Elsewhere in the hospital, Taylor is attacked by another creature. He fights back and kills it. At that moment, communication is restored. Commander Chang hears Taylor's voice. He immediately orders a rescue and heads out personally with his old friend Skung. Skung was once an elite Air Force soldier. Years ago, he and Taylor were brothers in arms until a disobeyed order led to the death of most of their unit. Since then, the two men have carried deep resentment toward each other, but now the survival of humanity outweighs personal history. Inside the hospital, the situation worsens. More creatures flood in. A child's crying is heard in the darkness. A small girl is hiding alone. As the creatures close in, Taylor charges forward, shooting them one by one and pulling the child into safety. Moments later, Chang arrives and fends off another attack. In the morgue, he finds Connor. Furious, he demands why Connor abandoned Lincoln, but Connor breaks down. He panicked. Fear took over. Outside, Taylor and Skung finally come face to face after years of silence. Old wounds surface, but there is no time for anger now. The creatures swarm again. Escape becomes impossible. That is when Skung takes a desperate risk. From outside, he fires the tank cannon directly into the hospital wall, blasting a hole. It becomes their only way out. Chang, Connor, Taylor, Skung, and the young girl barely escape as the building collapses behind them. Back at command, Sanley once again pressures Colonel Tam to initiate Plan B, but suddenly Connor's signal appears on the monitors. The team is alive and dangerously close to Pandora's pistol. Tam makes his decision. Plan A is still active. Lucy contacts Connor and learns that he is alive. Overwhelmed, she begs him not to continue, but Connor refuses. This mission is bigger than fear. Then a devastating truth emerges. All the China bullets were stored on the Orca spacecraft, now destroyed because of Sanley's hacking. Without the bullet, bullet, Pandora cannot be controlled. There is only one option. They must return to the wreckage and retrieve whatever remains. This impossible mission falls to Taylor and Skung, two men still burdened by the past. Chang confronts them with the truth. If they cannot work together, millions will die. Pride must be abandoned. They agree. Using drones, they locate the Orca crash site. Entering the unstable ruins, they search desperately. Meanwhile, Lucy secretly informs Connor that the Orca sabotage was deliberate and that the truth is hidden within the remains of a robotic soldier buried beneath the debris. Connor insists on joining the operation. He arms himself in a combat suit. Skung prepares as well, but Taylor makes a painful decision. Too many soldiers will only increase the risk. He orders Skung to stay behind and protect the child. The girl refuses to let Taylor go. Through tears, she tells him that toxic air killed her parents. She is alone in the world. Taylor embraces her. Her story mirrors his own loss. He promises her, "I will come back." Deep in the wreckage, Chang and Connor locate the container. Chang activates his armor to climb upward, but his power fails. He nearly falls until Taylor arrives and saves him. They find a vehicle suspended in the ruins. Inside it lies one single China bullet. Nearby, broken robotic parts and grenade pins reveal the truth to Connor. The destruction of Orca was no accident. It was sabotage. Suddenly, Pandora's creatures attack again. Fighting through them, Taylor and Chang secure the bullet. Meanwhile, Connor recovers the robot's head and begins extracting its data, the evidence Lucy warned him about. Just as the structure begins collapsing, Skung returns, cutting through the creatures with an electric weapon. He helps them escape seconds before the ruins fall. Back in the truck, Connor activates the robot's memory. The truth is exposed. General Sanli hacked Orca. Sanli destroyed the spacecraft. Sanli is the traitor. Chang contacts him and demands surrender. Sanli responds with threats, vowing to send more machines to kill them all before cutting communication. At the same time, they learn the storm will arrive in 30 minutes. If Pandora is not stopped, the city will be erased. The team races toward the core. On the road, massive combat robots sent by Sanli attack. Taylor, Chang, and Skung fight with everything they have. Skung slams one robot off the truck. Taylor destroys another with advanced weaponry. When a grenade lands near the child, she bravely throws it away. Missiles collapse a bridge. The truck barely survives the jump. The final robot prepares to throw them into the abyss. Chang hands the China bullet to Taylor and charges the machine alone. He manages to stop it, but is knocked unconscious into the depths below. Rain clouds gather. Plan B is being prepared at command. Lucy reports that Sanli's master robot Temura is blocking all communication. Then, Taylor's team reaches Pandora. Temura appears, the ultimate war machine. Taylor places the China bullet in Connor's hands. The child clings to him in terror. Taylor promises her once more, "I will come back." Connor sets charges and forces Pandora's pistol to rise from the earth. A brutal battle erupts. Taylor and Skung fight Temura with everything they have. Taylor climbs onto the machine and destroys its signal core, restoring communication. Lucy immediately transmits all evidence of Sanli's betrayal to Colonel Tam. Sanli tries to activate Plan B anyway, but Taylor and Skung unleash their final strike, obliterating Temura in a massive explosion. Then the rain begins. Pandora starts growing again. At that moment, a wounded Chang returns. He tells Tam there is no time and no guarantee he will survive. He alone enters the pistol, activates the China bullet from within, and orders Plan B to be cancelled. The chemical spreads. Pandora's growth halts. Its creatures collapse. The monstrous plant becomes still. Dr. Chan declares the mission successful. Humanity is saved. Later, it is revealed that Sanli took his own life, unable to face the exposure of his betrayal. He had believed Plan A would fail, so that his Plan B would make him a hero in history. But history chose truth instead. In the aftermath, Dr. Chan transforms Pandora into what it was always meant to become, a living purifier of Earth's poisoned air. Skynet is no longer needed. The world begins to heal. In the final scene, at Zone B60, Taylor and Skung stand side by side, no longer enemies, but brothers again. Skung returns to service. Taylor begins a new life, protecting the child who reminds him of everything he once lost, and everything the world still has to live for. And so the story ends not in destruction, but in hope. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending time here. If you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more every week. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload.